So I'm doing part B of crystallization. So we're doing microscale crystallization of impure sulfanilamide using Craig tube method. So in this test tube, small test tube, I have 2 to 3 mils of 95% ethanol with boiling stones. So boiling stones at the bottom, just letting it heat up. So we have 95% ethanol in there. Okay. While the solution is warming up, I'm going to show you how to set up Craig tube. So here we have Craig tube assembly. So it's for microscale crystallization. So this glass piece is the Craig tube together with the top piece. So you have the top piece is attached to a small piece of copper wire, so we can pull out the Craig tube from centrifuge tube later, right? Okay, so you have bottom piece with, you know, crystal and liquid, mother liquor. We'll get that later. Okay, so you have that. Let's say you have that. You plug it from the top. Okay, and then you have centrifuge tube, right? So put it on the top like this, and put it upside down, and this will go into a centrifuge instrument. Okay, so we have one setup. I need another one to balance the centrifuge. So again, we have another one here, Craig tube. You have the top piece, plug it in, put the centrifuge tube, and then flip it over. Now I have a second piece to balance the centrifuge. Okay, so this is the setup for Craig tube assembly. So here I have weighed out 0.1 gram of impure sulfanilamide. So impure sulfanilamide, right? Can you see the weight? No? Okay. Closer here. Yeah, write down the weight. 0.1009 gram. It's good enough for me. Okay. So ethanol is getting warm, so I'm going to add just a little bit of warm ethanol to cover the 0.1 gram of impure sulfanilamide here. Okay, just a little bit to cover. Okay, so I have transfer pipette here. Good enough for me. And I'm going to stir with a micro spatula. Keep it stirring. Well, it won't dissolve yet. It's okay. Oh, it's hot. So this will take a while. So I've been stirring this for a few minutes now. It hasn't quite dissolved yet, which is fine. I'm going to add a little more ethanol. Just one more drop. And keep stirring. So I've been stirring for at least 5 minutes now, and looks like it's all completely dissolved. Or some a little bit at the bottom, but that's okay. But at least most of it is dissolved. So I'm gonna let this solution cools down to room temperature. Right? You want to cool down the solution slowly, so I'm just gonna put it here. Can you see? In an Erlenmeyer flask. Okay, let's bring this camera down so we can look at the crystal. So the crack tube is in the Erlenmeyer flask, and I'm letting the hot solution cool down to room temperature, and we should see crystal formation. I don't see anything yet. That's okay. We just wait. Can you see the crystals? Yeah. As the solution cools down, you see the crystals at the bottom and also forming at the top, and they're falling down to the bottom of the crack tube. See right here. Oh, my hand's all shaking here. So let me point you. Yeah, so there are crystals formation at the bottom here. Some at the top here. See? See? So you see the sharp needles in there? Needles of crystal? Yes. This is what you want. Yeah, we have some crystals. I don't want precipitate, you know? You don't want white powdery sulfanilamide. No, that's not what you want. What you want is long needles crystallization process taking place here. So room temperature is good. Good. I don't think I need to put it in ice, because I want this process to go slowly. You know, it's a slow process, but you have a better quality product, right? So you got to be patient. Small crystals. I'll turn the tube so you can see better here. Long needles. It's good. I'm gonna put it in ice bath anyway. Don't think it's gonna make much difference. But alright, so I have ice water bath here, right? In a beaker with ice and water. So I'm gonna let it sit for a few more minutes. So this is a centrifuge, and I placed the crack tube, right? A set of crack tube here to balance my sample. Okay, so I put it here, and this is what I have, right? Crystal with the mother liquor. Plug it to the top here, and then put the centrifuge tube on the top. I still have string, not string, the copper wires. Flip it upside down and put it right here. Okay, so let's see. I'll show you from the top. That's what it looks like. So this is my sample, and this is for balancing. Okay, so two crack tubes in there. Oops. It's all shaking and vibrating. Okay, so close. The lid is flimsy here. I'm going to turn. It's 5 minutes. Oh, it's not turning. It's all messed up. Let's try again. So this is a timer here. Now it's turning. So I'm going to spin at 2000 RPM. Just 3 minutes will be fine. You know why it wasn't spinning? Yeah, because I forgot to plug into the power supply. Yes. But it's working now, which is good. Alright, so we're going to let it centrifuge for 3 minutes. Okay, so after 3 minutes of centrifuging, this is what you have. So at the bottom we have the liquid, okay, and at the top here should be crystals. So let's see. So I'm going to pull up the crack tube using the copper wire. Okay, you got to be careful. The top piece is where the crystal is. Oops. I don't like this here. Right. slowly. So liquid at the bottom, I have crystal on the top. Okay. Oops. Yeah. Put it in here, and I have crystals. Yeah. Crystals stuck here. Crystals are here. Okay, I'm going to remove the crystals from the crack tube. So now I have the weight of the pure crystallized sulfanilamide. Okay, so let's see what the weight is. Weight is, oh, you see right here, 0.0728 gram. Okay. So you see how this crystal are all shiny and needles like? Yeah, it's not powdery white, right? So that's good. I just want to show you what the crystals look like. So these are dried crystals. Let's take the melting point, whether it's pure or not. We can't just tell by the appearance, right? So we have to take the melting point of this crystal. So I'm taking the temperature melting point of pure sulfanilamide. So I got this crystal from crack tube method, and I'm observing the temperature for melting point. So let's press this camera stop. Okay, so the temperature is ramping up from, I set it to 150 degrees Celsius, so it's ramping up 1 degree Celsius per minute to the point where the crystal will start to melt. So you can see the temperature here is climbing up from 158 now. So yes, so on the left, the tube here is impure sulfanilamide, right? On the right here, on the right here, the one white crystals on the right here, that's the pure sulfanilamide. I got it from crack tube method. Okay, and the literature melting point is 163 to 164 degrees Celsius. So let's wait. I hope it's pure. Now it's 159.3 degrees Celsius. Yeah. So you want to ramp up the temperature of the melt temp slowly, right? You don't want to ramp up the temperature too fast because you might overshoot the observation of melting point of the crystal, right? So 1 degree Celsius per minute is good enough. And let's observe the melting point here. Hasn't melted yet. I don't see any kind of rotated around. Well, the impure looks like there's a bubble. Oh, can you see? If I zoom in too much, it's out of focus. Looks like the impure is starting to melt. See a bubble there. Impure sample.